Just a small disclaimer before you look at some of the pictures. If you are sensitive to injured cats or blood or bleeding animals, I suppose you should probably not look at the pictures because in some of the scenes there will be bleeding cats. So, yeah. Prologue. The ThunderClan cats growled and hissed, but the last cat, their leader PineStar, had lifted his head and swam through the river, almost sinking, but he managed to swim to the other side. "Get out of our territory!" A bright orange she-cat hissed, the River Clan leader. FlightPaw stared behind her as a small Korean apprentice stared into her eyes. She leaped over with question. Then PineStar leaped in front of her and stared into her eyes. "What are you looking at?" he growled. "Oh, she was cut off." "Never mind," he growled. He had leaped forward, and FlightPaw followed him. "Oh, by the way, we will if you stop hunting on ours," PineStar snapped back at the orange leader. Back at camp, FlightPaw had run back to her den. She started cleaning fast. FlowerEar must have had her kits, she thought. "Hey!" Grandpa had yelled to zone her out. "How was the battle?" she asked with curiosity. "Oh, it was fine. I was thinking, though, and you interrupted me," she rasped. "Are you okay?" Grandpa mewed with kindness. "I'm fine." FlightPaw had mewed awkwardly. "You're not fine, are you?" Grandpa glared at her. "Well, it's just this apprentice in River Clan. She has never clawed or battled me before. Even when we were doing battles like before, like today. Well, it's just this apprentice in River Clan. It never hurts or claws me in battle," she mewed with question. "Well," Grandpa was cut off with the voice of FlightPaw's little mate. FlightPaw! Well, Grandpa was cut off by the voice of FlightPaw's little mate. "FlightPaw! FlowerEar had her kits," she yelled happily. "Come here, let me show you them." She grabbed FlightPaw by the neck. "Ah!" FlightPaw grunted, then awkwardly waved goodbye to Grandpa. "Oh, I guess the queens like the kits a lot." Her little mate was acting kiddish. "Are you okay, Thistletail?" FlightPaw asked with worry as she had been put down. "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a little excited to show you them. They're adorable," she yelled with excitement. "Oh, sorry, I'm just a little excited to show you them. They're so cute," she yelled with excitement. FlightPaw had tried pushing through the queens, but they didn't even move. "FlightPaw, I can't get through them," she yelled quietly. "Try asking them to move, or just push through again," she suggested. "Okay, Thistletail." She was so annoyed her litter mate had been appointed a warrior before she had. She had to go through training still. They had made her a medicine cat apprentice instead. Chapter 1, ShadowClaw's Life. Just a little disclaimer, I think I'm only going to be reading at least 2 pages to 3 pages of Chapter 1 because I don't remember how many there are. Plus, I don't want this to be too long because storage. ShadowClaw opened her eyes, hearing yowls of pain. In a hurry, she opened her eyes, but then saw her litter mates playing a fighting game. But her brother was the one crying out. She had opened them wider, then focused on them playing. Soon the yowls became giggles. Then she closed her eyes in relief. FlowerEar then tried waking her up. "Come on, I know you're not dead." Her soft voice felt gentle and sweet, and she was only teasing her. ShadowKit opened one eye, then closed it again. "ShadowKit!" they both yelled, her eyes unblurred. Then she jumped on one of her litter mates. They played peacefully. Soon their father came. SmallClaw's a short-legged, broad-shouldered Tom with bout scars. One on his face that lined across his eye, that made it look as if it had clouded it, and its white and black fur shined in the sunlight. It had been bare leaf, but the sun was still shining. "Hello, ShadowKit, FrostKit, and ShineKit," he gracefully mewed. "Here, FlowerEar." He dropped a piece of prey at her paws. "Thanks, SmallClaw." She had groomed a wound he had had from a battle. "SmallClaw?" FrostKit mewed. "Yes," he replied. "Are you okay? You have a red thing on you." She mewed with questioning curiosity. Yep, I'm fine. That red thing's a wound," he teased. "A wound?" ShadowKit thought. ShadowKit had glared at the wound. It was still bleeding. He must have just got back from the battle, but her curiosity stopped as she thought that every cat must get wounds one point in their life. She had been picked up by FlowerEar, and she started grooming her. "You're messy now," she mewed between licks. ShadowClaw wriggled out of FlowerEar's grip, then ran off to join her playing litter mates. A few hours later, the moon was rising. PineStar jumped on to the high rock and ready to call a meeting. "Every cat old enough to catch their own prey, please step beneath the high rock," he yelled. All the cats had come to sit by the rock, and FlowerEar picked up ShadowKit and used her tail to get FrostKit and ShineKit out. "What's happening, FlowerEar?" ShadowKit asked with worried curiosity. "It's okay, ShadowKit. It's just a meeting." Her soft voice calmed her. "Tomorrow is a gathering. I thought I'd pick cats to come now, starting with apprentices. Moonpaw, Nightpaw, Whiskerpaw, and FlightPaw. Now warriors. Thistletail, Oakvine, SmallClaw." He continued until he got all the warriors and elders' names out. ShadowKit waited until the meeting was over and was brought back to her nest. "Good night, my kits." FlowerEar licked all her kits to sleep, but ShadowKit couldn't fall asleep. Her stomach was filled with excitement. She also felt sick. "FlowerEar," she mewed. "Yes, ShadowKit," she purred. "My throat hurts." She coughed. FlowerEar's eyes opened wider than ever. "How's your nose?" "Kinda runny," she mewed. "Oh, no. StarClan, please let this be a cold," she murmured quietly.